North Carolina State has announced the addition of former Oklahoma assistant head coach and outside linebackers coach Ruffin McNeill to Dave Doeren's staff at NC State. He also was former head coach at East Carolina and was the first person to give Lincoln Riley an opportunity to run an offense, and boy, did that ever work out. Many of you will know McNeill spent the past few seasons on Riley's staff, right, as that assistant head coach, defensive tackles coach, outside linebackers coach, and was interim defensive coordinator through the latter half of the 2018 season, which gives me an opportunity to talk about how Ruffin McNeill called up corner blitz with Texas on the goal line in the Big 12 championship game, where Tulsa's own Trey Brown came through with the forearm shiver right over the top of Sam Ellinger's forehead. And then Ruffin McNeill looking stone-faced like he knew it would happen. It's like an OG. Like an OG. Triple OG. Triple OG. And as a special assistant to Dave Doeren, sounds like what he's going to do is fill a capacity that he once filled for Lincoln Riley, right? Which is helping as an advisor and lead special projects and provide player development analysis, right? McNeill moved back to North Carolina to take care of aging family. And yes, Riley was sad to see him go, as were many of us. The school released this statement from Dave Doeren about McNeill, saying, "I've known Ruffin since the beginning of my coaching career. Not only is he one of my closest friends in the profession, but he's been a mentor to me since I was 24 years old. We've crossed paths on the recruiting trail many times over the past 22 years and have been friends and competitors. Having a former head coach on our staff who I can trust and have known for almost my entire career is a huge benefit for me personally, as well as our entire program." North Carolina State is doing its best to compete in an ACC that belongs to Clemson. And I hope that Ruffin McNeill is able to help them do something worthwhile over the next couple of years. But what we do know is Ruffin feels that capacity for so many coaches in college football. And when you needed a steady hand and a steady steward, he did that at Tech. He got a winner going at Carolina. And he's able to do that for Lincoln Riley at Oklahoma. As a matter of fact, the knock on Ruffin is he's not an outstanding recruiter. Doesn't exactly beat the bushes for kids. And the last big-time commit that he earned was Derek Green. Derek Green, who didn't last very long at Oklahoma, who ends up transferring to Vanderbilt because it was just a little too much for him. And that was the only defensive tackle in that 2019 class. And right now, the only miss in that 2019 class that we can point to. But what he allowed for is everything else that Riley has been able to do. And I think that part gets overlooked. Remember, Lincoln Riley got this job at 33. I turned 33 this month. I understand how big a job that is because I've spent half my life covering it. I understand what that job means to so many because I know so many of you. And I understand that what he has done is remarkable, particularly remarkable when talking about what the rest of college football has done and what it has been. So watching Riley continue to compete with Nick Saban, with Dabo Swinney, with Kirby Smart, with guys that have been in the jobs that they had, the exception of Smart, but you would even argue that as a coordinator, he'd been doing that for like 12 years, is remarkable. And I think being able to lean on Ruffin has been such a big deal for him throughout this time. And I would venture a guess, I mean, this is sports talk radio, all we do is deal in conjecture, that he still talks to Ruffin on a regular basis about the things that he wants to accomplish, and is he going about it the best way? And remember, he inherited a staff that was loyal to Bob Stoops. And while many of those folks on that staff, in fact, all of the folks on that staff, wanted him to be the head coach, you still have to try to figure out how you're going to lead and manage as the head coach and offensive coordinator at 33. Meanwhile, you get to lean on Ruffin, who has the temperature of everybody in the room, including you, and can use his experience to help guide you. I really want to hammer that home. So if Ruffin can do that for Dave Doeren, I think that Dave Doeren is going to have a really great system and season.